Can you tell me a little bit about the RTP Inventors Alliance and the RTP Entrepreneurial Sales and Marketing groups?
Those two networks are designed as peer support groups for both entrepreneurs who need sales and marketing help. And so it's peer support, but it's professionally guided by real-life sales and marketing folks who can give these folks, these entrepreneurs, help on marketing and sales. The intellectual property one is designed as peer support so that an entrepreneur that needs protection, intellectual property protection, doesn't spin their wheels and generate a lot of lost time when they go to the attorney. What we want is a very clean system so that when they go to the attorney for help, that the attorney knows specifically what needs to happen and doesn't charge them an arm and a leg because they're just spinning their wheels.
I've heard that there will be changes in patent law, for example, changing precedents from first to file to first to invent. How will this affect small firms, scientists, and inventors?
The bureaucracy is huge and overwhelming and way more expensive than what it needs to be. There's a very important legal reason why you'd want to protect intellectual property, and it has to do with markets and creating value. So there's a very important legal reason for patenting and protection, but the system itself has gotten unwieldy, and hopefully some of these new modifications to the bureaucracy will help streamline the system. I don't know that it will. I know that there's a problem right now, and I hope that what the new modifications will solve some of those problems.
Right now, inventors in smaller firms face a funding gap. That is, they need capital to get their ideas off the ground at an early stage before later development stages where larger investors are interested. Can you tell us of some of your ideas to overcome this funding gap?
There's actually an odd, it's two gaps. One is that most small companies, most new companies, and even existing companies that are going through a technological innovation phase need capital that's so small, $250,000, $300,000, it's so small that the supply of capital, the sources of capital aren't interested. They're interested in $10 million, $30 million, bigger deals. So that's part of the gap. The other gap is that most small companies are interested, and especially manufacturers, they have cash flow, and they are more a debt instrument, more a bond-oriented instrument, more an interest dividend instrument than they are an equity instrument. And so there's a gap between the securities that they need to issue and what the marketplace currently is organized to provide. The market's currently organized to provide equity capital, mostly, and that's a gap. And so we have to overcome both the gaps, the small ticket gap and the debt versus equity gap.